Hi, Libra. This is Jeffrey. This is Red Color. This is your 3-card reading for the month of November. Please like, subscribe, share. Press the button for notifications. I'm doing this on Halloween night. People are having little parties out in their yard. You know, I can hear them. And it's kind of cold. And like people are out in restaurants and some of them don't even have the heat. It's that outdoor thing now. And it's like, you're going to eat there? I mean, you know, it's really nice to see your friends and everything. But since you're not wearing masks anyway, why don't you just invite them over your apartment and be warm? Order in. Like, okay. We went to a place. I went with my friend, and they had outdoor seating, and it was freezing on the bay. It was in Brooklyn. It's like in the 40s. People sitting outside eating. It's like, you're kidding. So there was a place that, you know, I don't think we were really supposed to be, but like a little counter thing, you know. So we just stood and ate. At least we were warm. We were the only ones there, so it didn't really matter. But anyway, so my little message for everybody it's been for a while, but it feels like especially this month, you're on my 8th reading already, or 7th, or whatever it is. We need to be adaptable. So you're really the diplomat in a lot of ways. You know, you like to keep everything balanced generally, and you want to see both sides. You want to be fair. So, and that's your comfortable place, right? So maybe, you know, the way to change, grow, is to maybe put your foot down, right? For a change. Or maybe, you know, it's like, just let them have what they want. You know, maybe that's the energy, instead of trying to make everybody happy. Okay, let's see what comes up on the cards. Oh, interesting. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Huh. All right. You have the 9 of Pentacles. Then you have the 8 of Cups. Then you have the 6 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is really a wonderful card. It's a really lovely, lovely, lovely card, right? She's in her garden. She's very wealthy. She's about luxury. She's self-made. She's very entrepreneurial. This one's real entrepreneurial. It's not she made the money. You know, she didn't inherit the money. This one made the money, right? The 10 is really about inheriting the money. This one's about like, I worked really hard to get here. She's a lady, so she doesn't say that, but on the inside, she's like, the thing that's funny, though, and strange about her is that this garden, this lovely garden, she's wearing a fantastic dress that she probably had made for her because she's fabulous. This is like the self-made woman also. This is like, you know, I didn't need no man to get here. Like, it was through my own smarts, my own creativity that I got here, right? It could be a man or a woman, but that's the energy of it. Is very, for me, there's this real independence going on with this one. And there's a real sense of flow, right? Money in, money out. You know, she's not hoarding, you know. There are other cards that are more hoardery. She's not like that. However, she is sort of living in a walled garden, right? Almost, you know how the Buddha lived in that sort of make-believe world? I mean, we all sort of live in our own make-believe world in a way. I mean, she's happy, she's content. Okay. Then you have the eight. And the eight is really an unusual card because the eight is somebody who, they have all these cups. And they're all full. None of them are fallen, and they're kind of very full. And it's as if it's almost like two movies, right? Like there's a movie and everything's going lovely, right? And it's kind of in a way boring in a way because everything's perfect and lovely and everything's full and lush and emotionally fulfilling. And then suddenly, like something comes in to this person, and it's like, I got somewhere to go. Like there's something kind of bigger. It's almost like I always feel like, so they're leaving, right? But it's almost like a spiritual quest that they're going on. It's almost like um, like what happened to Muhammad, right? It's like it comes down. It's like go to the mountain. Goes to the mountain, and Gabriel starts giving him the information. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like this, and it's a spiritual for me with this card. It's like this spiritual like knowledge or information that comes through, or this intuitive yearning. It's like I have to leave this place. It's kind of like sometimes I live in New York, so there's always people coming and going. It's very transient. It always has been. But it's almost like, there are people who live in New York that they're not from New York. I mean, most people. I'm one of the few who's actually from here. But like they belong here because they're like a little freaky. That, they're sort of hungry and a little freaky, and nothing stands in there. Like they belong here. Like, I don't know where you're from, but you didn't really belong there. And then, or you can go on vacation somewhere and it's like, I have to live here. I have to move here. Or you meet somebody and it's like, we're going to get married. It's a little bit like that. It's almost like, to me, it's almost like, what was I thinking? Yeah, I have this whole life here, but there's a higher purpose for me. That's what it feels like. That's what the card feels like. So it's interesting because the Libra, you always like, oh, I want everything nice and lovely. And then I almost feel like there's something calling you that says, you're bigger than this. You're bigger than this. You know it, and now is the time to do it. Instead of, trying to make everybody happy. Because that would be the negative side of Libra, right? The negative side of Libra would be so busy that making everybody happy that they don't really take care of their own needs. Okay. I'm not trying to read you. These are general readings, and it's not like, oh, all Libras are like this and all Capricorn are like that. And it's not like that. The world isn't like that. But if you resonate with the reading, then it's the reading for you. If you don't resonate with the reading, then it's not the reading for you. It's like that's that simple. And then you come into this place of, this is deep. So this is charity, but this is much deeper for me. This card is really about giving and receiving. It's really about being both people simultaneously. That's what this card is really about. So it's really about community. Like, let's say you're a wonderful cook. Let's say you're a wonderful cook and you love to cook and you love to give people food and you love to like feed people. That's wonderful. But a community is about feeding all those people, but also allowing those people to bring you and to feed you. Whereas like this one, she worked really hard to get there, but she's not really involved with anybody else. She's living in her little walled, safe, like her hands don't get dirty in a way, And a balanced life would be to have moments where your hands don't get dirty, and when you're but there are other times in your life that your hands do get dirty, like you really get in and you do it yourself, right? So that would be more of a fuller, more abundant, more experiential life, right? And I feel like even though your life is, there's parts of your life that are very full and rich and emotionally satisfying, there's still a piece that you would like to go after, or an adventure, or, this doesn't mean like, oh, I'm going trekking across the Alps naked in the winter, although it could be. Sometimes, the adventure can sometimes be, maybe you want to have an affair. Like, maybe you want to like delve in, maybe you want to like start working with children. Maybe you want to, I don't know, just do something that's like, that doesn't really fit with your idea of who you think you are, or what other people's idea is of who you think you are, or what other people's idea of who you are is. Who you are is. Who you are is. That should be like the title of the book. So I feel like in order to really achieve the balance, balance shows up in this card. Your symbol. In order to really achieve the balance, I think it would, and maybe to stretch yourself, it would, if you're used to, I said this for another sign last month. I don't remember who it was. I never remember what I'm grateful I could remember how to tie my shoes. That's all I have to say. I haven't gotten that point yet. It's Scorpio season. So Scorpio season is all about transforming. It's all about, going through a process and coming out the other side. I feel like there's a sense, like if you are always giving, or you're always being diplomat, maybe it's time to stand up for yourself, or maybe it's time to like let somebody else take control. But I also feel like there's this real sense of community that, and what I mean by community is like, not that you're the mayor or you're the pauper. Maybe, you are a business person who are able to support other businesses, but you're also able to allow the community to support you. That. So I feel like there's more of a sense of balance if you step out of your garden a little bit. And if you allow yourself to go to a place you've kind of never gone before, like Star Trek, go to a place that you've never gone before, that, you're curious about, or that's calling you, or because I feel like there's higher spiritual wisdom and experience there that your soul is craving. And, we all have to, so I'll give you a little, it's sort of a stupid example, but this is my example for right at the moment. So I'm looking for a roommate, blah, blah, blah. I joined this one site. It's such a waste of time, I can't even tell you. But I joined this other site, and it seems more, I don't know, together. Like they're actual people who are actually looking for an apartment where I'm offering, for the price I'm offering it, as opposed to this other freak show that I'm dealing with. And so the thing comes up, it's like, oh, well, just for money. And it wasn't expensive. Now, I'm the type of person that really likes to have all my ducks in a row. I'm very, very Mr. Organization. I'm very like, I dot my I's, I cross my T's. I'm very much like that, like very much. That's how I feel comfortable because then I feel like I'm in control, right? That's my thing, one of my things. I mean, aside from the fact that, you know, I love color. So instead of doing what I always do, which is like press the button, because it's like, oh, it's only $10 a month. Oh, it's only $10 a month. Well, everything's only $10 a month, and I don't have an extra $10 a month because at the end of the month, that ends up being $200 because I say yes to everything. And it's like, I did my job. I put it out there that I'm looking, you know, the ads are up on 3 different places. So far, it's been a shit show. And I'm saying to myself, and I really kind of had a conversation with God yesterday. It's like, if you want me to have a roommate, then let the right one really appear, and like I'll know. But to be in this sense of, oh, I really need one, I got to get one, and I'm going to control it, which is what I always do. I need to be uncomfortable. I need to sit in the discomfort and say, it'll be taken care of. And sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is no. And if the answer is no, then I think I know, really, on my deepest soul level, that Spirit is taking care of me. If I'm not supposed to have a roommate, then I'm not supposed to have one. Because to get any freak show in here, just to pay, you know, what do you give up with it? What am I giving up with it? I'm giving up my sanity. I'm giving up. So if it's the right one and it melds and it happens, that's great. But I already took the action. I put the feelers out there on 3 different websites. And if the right one, you know, approaches me, then it's fine. But, you know, to date, I only started, but to date, you know, I'm getting people who are offering me 25% of what I'm asking for. I mean, the numbers that they're throwing at me is like, you couldn't get an apartment or a roommate for that price in like a really, really cheap city, like a really cheap city, like way out in the middle of nowhere, right? And I'm in Midtown Manhattan, you know. Oh, I'll give you $300. It's like $300. That's like my electric bill. I mean, you know, it's not my electric bill. You understand what I'm saying? $300. You know, it's like going up to a vendor on the street, and you know how, like in foreign countries, they barter, which I never do. It's like, you want $10, here's $10. If I don't want it, I'm, you know. It's like going up to somebody who's selling something for $10 and saying, I'll give you 2, and you're lucky to get it. I don't play that. I don't play that. It's disgusting. It's insulting. So, like, that's the kind of reaction I've been getting so far. So now I join like a normal site, but it's like, oh, well, you know, it's only a month. It's like, I already did my job. I already did my job. If the right one comes, they'll find me. I put it out there. I'm open, but, you know, to be too hungry, too desperate, then that's what I'm going to get because I've done it. So it's very uncomfortable for me to think like I'm not in control, but I'm not. I'm not. So I have to just chill. So that's what stepping out of the garden is for me. That is that. So that was my little example. I spoke more for you than anyone this month. Everyone else got like a 10-minute reading. It's the full moon, so I'm kind of like, anyway, please like, subscribe, share. If you want a one-on-one, it's all available, all below. Thanks for tuning in. Have a lovely November. Enjoy the fall weather, and I'll see you soon